Welcome to Loan Officer Success Partner presents Premier Lending's Rising Star. And guys, I'm pretty excited to present this guy today. We've got Bobby Zapol from up in the great state of Maryland. And Bobby is he's in this industry and he's doing some really great things. He's got this infectious energy and he's hitting the ground running. And we just thought it'd be a great opportunity to bring him here on the show today and talk a little bit about what he's doing and what inspired him to get in this industry. So, Bobby, I know who you are, but our audience doesn't know who you are. Let's get to know you a little bit. Bobby Zapol, welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you so much, Devin. I'm really excited to be here. Super motivated to be in the industry itself. And yeah, really excited to be here.
Well, you know, brother, I think we're more excited on this side just because it's always refreshing to see great people out there doing great things, right? This is a great industry and people that really embrace it and do, for all the right reasons, right? They're to help families, right? And help people find successes and help lead people to their homes. And that can be difficult, right? It's always difficult to, who can you trust? Right? Who are the right partners? Who are the people that are there to help you? We call the show Loan Officer Success Partner because we're here and we're partners in success, right? And we're always looking for people out there just willing to do a little bit more, not just for the borrowers and the families that they serve, right? But the agents and all the other partners that we have in the industry, right? And that's what I really admire about you, and I'd love to explore that a little bit. So we know you're from Maryland. Are you originally from Maryland?
Yeah, 100%. I was born and raised born in DC. I grew up in the DC metro area pretty much my entire life. I am a third generation to the area. My father is a loan officer as well. So I'm sort of second generation into the industry. He's been doing this for about 15 years. So I was sort of privy to seeing really what it takes to, really grow your business and, create a successful base. And, you use the word partner. I like to use the word team as far as, the people that you connect with and the people that you work with. It really is full support all the way around. And I really try to treat it that way with everybody that I interact with because they're, a part of my team or my tribe, everyone I work with.
Yeah. Well, I think that is important, and a lot of people, they get in the industry, they don't always find the right support, right? And I think that's one of the things that you have, and I know some of the successful habits that you have, but I want to explore that with you a little bit. But let's take it back a little further, right? So, born in DC, father's in the real estate industry, been in it for 15 years. Did you just wake up as a little boy going, man, I want to be a loan officer? Was that the original dream?
Yeah, didn't you? No, I had a kind of a weird path to get here. I guess I was sort of I fought the normal path in life, going to school and just finding a job and sitting into the corporate world. It didn't really fit with my personality necessarily. So I ended up. I sort of found my niche in the upscale service industry. I started as a pastry chef in a upscale restaurant in DC, and then at 21 I was managing a $5 million a year restaurant. From that, I was recruited to Ruth's Chris. I actually was a corporate trainer for them for a little while, on and off for about 10 years, and that really sort of helped me to create these sort of strong, I guess my sort of strong mindset for customer service. One thing that they like to highlight is something called a lane yap. It's that little bit extra that you do for someone to create a memorable experience. For the restaurant industry, it made them want to come back and bring everyone back. In this industry, it translates very well. When you create those little extra moments and experiences for people, it's very memorable for them. And with that, you create a strong relationship. I know that when I was taught growing up, in order to have a strong relationship, both people need to contribute equally to that relationship. I pretty much don't have anybody in my life who doesn't contribute equally. So I took that very strongly into this industry. I know traditionally there's sort of a big hole in the relationship between loan officers, realtors, and the client themselves. And I sort of made it a mission to bridge that gap. I really, like I said, a team is very important to me, and getting to that finish line all together successfully in a memorable way is something that's extremely important to me, and also the idea of giving back to realtors and the clients. I know that we are loan officers, but with that, we are also helping people, set up their financial freedom for the rest of their lives and future generations. So I take it extremely seriously.
So, hospitality is, something that's really important in this industry. And the background that you have, coming from, the luxury food industry, we know, right? When you go to a fine dining restaurant and have that experience, and that's what we call it experience, right? It's truly an experience. It's memorable and special. And that's why we pay a little extra to go do those things, right? And here's Bobby Zapol, coming into this mortgage space and bringing that fine dining experience to the way that he treats his clients and the way that he treats his agents. And maybe a little unreasonable with the amount of hospitality that he's bringing to the table. And that's important. You also mentioned team, and I think team is a great thing to talk about because again, if you align yourself with the wrong team, you're not going to get the support to be able to service your consumers or your agents properly, right? So, you mentioned aligning yourself with the right team and aligning yourself with the right team. How did you know? Like, how did you know when you picked Premier Lending as the place to hitch your wagon to that was the right place, right? What led you to that team and giving you that comfort level that these are the right people to work with?
I would say that I probably made the decision to switch over to Premiere based off of the amount of support both in and out of work. I am truly a proponent of the support and growth that you have mentally, emotionally, business wise. It's a constant growth journey. It's not only from when you're clocked in. It's from the moment that you wake up until the moment that you get out. Pretty much everybody that I've met with at Premiere and almost everybody that I've interacted with has a very similar mindset. One of the things that they really focus on within their core values is family. It's one of the most important things in my entire life. I have a 2-year-old son. I have a partner of 3 years, and that's my family. It's the reason, it's my why. It's why I get up in the morning. And not only is it important for me to have a family in my personal life, but it's also important for me to be supported and contribute to a family in my business life as well. And I truly do feel like this is a family environment. And with that, families support each other and they grow.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about that support too, and some of the successful habits, right? That have been created. So, one of the things that I know is that wake up every day and you've got this process for making connections, right? And what we know is right. If you're consistently doing successful habits, that you're going to create success inside of your life, inside of your business, and you're going to be able to serve the people that you work with because you've got these successful habits. So let's talk about a couple of your successful habits. So you wake up in the morning. What's the first successful habit that you have? Right there, getting started.
The first thing I do is I actually put affirmations in my mirror. I wake up, I brush my teeth, and I say those affirmations to myself. I spend about 15 to 30 minutes not looking at my phone. I try to do sort of get myself in a clear mental mind space. And with that, I make a list of things that I need to get done, things that I need to tackle, and prioritize them. And I do it every single morning.
Yeah. Right. And so from that point, where do you go from there? What's the next step?
Uh, from there, the next step, pretty much every single day of the week, is I join something called the Loan Officer Breakfast Club. It's a sort of nationwide meeting place of successful and passionate loan officers, sort of a great place to encourage and sound off ideas and, really get motivated for the day. So, that goes from 8:30 to 9 Eastern Standard Time. I pretty much start my day with that every single day. And then 9 o'clock, I sit down and I start calling qualified agents.
Yeah. Well, let's talk back through all that. So, you talk about getting on this meeting with the Breakfast Club, and we're going to give a little nod to our friends over at the Mortgage Marketing Animals, the Freedom Club, and Branch Manager Academy. Led by Carl White, Steve Kiles, Kevin Gillespie, Frank Gray. And there's a whole cast of great characters over there. But Chris Johnstone, but I think you talk about the motivation and the camaraderie that comes from there, but there's something else, right? And that's also training, because consistently each day they're bringing knowledge on what's happening in the mortgage industry and how we can be, the best loan officers that we can, right? So you're learning some of the tips and tricks and tools on how to leverage, communication skills and how to leverage AI technology to provide a great experience to your clients. So, Bobby, when you get up every day and you start with those positive affirmations and then you transition that into, meeting with other like-minded, like-hearted loan originators and branch managers and business owners from East Coast to West Coast, let's talk about it. There's anywhere from 400 to 600 people on that call every day. So we're hearing opinions and, ideas that we can take and transition our own business. That's a great way to start off with success. And I can tell you, I've been in this industry for over 2 decades. I didn't have that kind of support coming in. And more importantly, even if I did, I don't know that I would have been dedicated enough to get up every day and be there and be a part of it, right? And here you are just jumping right into this industry, and you're there every day rubbing elbows with some of the top talent across this country, learning to do what it takes to serve the communities. And there's something admirable about that. The second thing you mentioned is then I reach out and start calling my qualified agents, right? We're not going to get into, what we mean when we say qualified agent, right? That's a time for a different show and a different discussion. But what we're doing at that 9 o'clock, Central Standard Time or 10 o'clock Eastern Time is we're making phone calls, right? And Bobby, that's where I admire you, because the amount of phone calls that you do every single day to make sure that you're outreaching to your clients, to the agents that you serve, to make sure that you're there when they need you, is impressive, right? Because I know, and what a lot of people don't hear know, is that you make a minimum of 100 phone calls in a 2-hour window of time every single day, because that's what it takes to create great success. And what you're also doing is creating patterns to let your business partners or future business partners know who you are. Right. I believe we have a process that we call a daily success plan. Right. Talk a little bit about that. Are there specific things that you're doing each day, or do you just pick up the phone and start dialing?
No, no, yeah. The daily success plan itself, it normally runs Monday through Thursday. Each day, there's sort of a different plan of attack, a different sort of group of people to go after. I myself personally, in addition to doing all of those things each day, I still maintain to call those 100 agents. I actually do it Monday through Friday instead of Monday through Thursday. It's I was taught when I first started.
Overachiever.
Well, I was taught when I first started that there's a rule of 80-20. With that 20%, the 20% of your effort actually creates about 80% of your income. So with that, for me personally at this moment in time, the most impactful thing that I can do to grow my business and grow my network is make sure to make those 100 calls every single day, no matter what. So in addition to doing my daily success plan, for example, one of the days we go after all of our past client database. So when we talk about all of our past clients, most people identify 3 points of contact. It's going to be your buyer's agent, your seller's agent, and obviously your loan officer. We actually identify at least 6. So in addition to calling those 3 points of contact, we also reach out to the appraiser. We reach out to the insurance agency. We reach out to the title agency. With that, it creates that strong team or that strong tribe. And at no point in time
Success
you ever...
partners.
Yeah, exactly. You're creating a strong, successful group and partner that truly they know that you're invested in them. And quite frankly, they begin to become invested in you as well, because they can see that you're putting in the effort to make sure that everything is smooth.
Follow up,
and
the communication. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're preparing everybody for a smooth and flawless closing. And your business partners know that each week they can expect phone calls from you on certain days to keep them informed as to what's going on throughout the loan process, so that they don't have to guess, right? Because what we know is that a lot of the times our agent partners, they have become kind of like HQ, right? They're the headquarters for every transaction, and a lot of times they're trying to keep track of where we're at with the appraiser and where we're at with the title and what my loan officer is doing on that transaction, and has my borrower sent over everything for qualification? Is the loan fully approved, right? And it goes on, right? Inspections and reports, and so at the end of the day, they've got a lot on their shoulders. And Bobby, what you're doing is you're making sure that you're reaching out to the buyer's agent, the listing agent, the loan officer. I'm sorry, the officer, the borrower, the co-borrower, the title company, right, and the appraiser, so that you can check in once a week. And we do this on Tuesdays, right? They don't have to question whether Bobby's on it. He's on it. He's there for you. He's a success partner. And that also helps the consumer, because one of the biggest concerns that most consumers have is that they don't know what's going on throughout the loan process, and it causes a little bit of confusion. And when you have confused borrowers, they have fear. Fear is everything going to go okay? Am I going to be all right? Am I going to be able to make my moving day? And Bobby, you've accommodated that, right? Because what I know, and why we wanted to feature here today, is that they don't ever have to worry about that with you, right? Because you're doing what it takes every single week. And it's like clockwork, right? Monday, you're reaching out to your agents to give them an update, check in on them, ask them if they've got anybody you can help. Tuesday, you're reaching out to them to effectively give them an update on the file, reaching out to the borrower and the co-borrower and letting them know what's going on. As you mentioned, the past customer database. What's that? That's a thank you call, right? Hey, I just want to say thank you for doing business with me. Well, Bobby, you don't have to call me, but I do, right? I do, and you do. And that's what's great, right? Is that you're reaching out to these folks after the transaction, and you do it once a quarter to make sure that they know that you're here to help them. It's not just about a transaction. We know 3 months later, they're not looking to buy another house, right? Maybe sometimes they are, but that's not the motivation. The motivation is to check in on those customers and let them know that Bobby's here and he's going to be there whenever they need him for any questions, just like he was during the loan transaction, right? Because that follow-up is super important. And then Thursdays, you're reaching out to all your new buyers, and you're letting them know what's going on, right? You're updating them, checking in on them, making sure that they don't have any questions, because buying a home can be scary, but when you're working with Bobby Zapol, it's not.
Yeah, it's really the peace of mind. I like to sort of treat everyone as if they were my mom or my sister, or someone that I truly care about. Empathy, I think, is one of the most important things as far as the human condition, and I think really caring about the journey of this home buying experience for these people, it creates a really memorable impact. And I sort of mentioned it a little bit before, but it is quite a long journey. Even after you buy the house, it's not over. It's purchasing a home is going to be one of the largest financial purchases that somebody can make throughout their entire life, and it's kind of a scary fact, but about 95% of everybody in America will never seek a financial advisor. For any reason at any point in time. So I'm not a licensed financial advisor, but I do have an invested interest in the people that I work with. And with that, when I communicate back, obviously I'm, open and communicative in regards to growing that financial freedom. It's a very powerful, very impactful thing that I'm able
Yeah.
to do for people that I work with.
Well, you're not a financial advisor, but you are a licensed professional loan advisor, right? And when you speak about
Exactly.
journey, for those of you that are not watching and listening in, you can't see this, but Bobby has this backdrop behind him, and it's this bridge that's leading into unknown territories, and it's scary, right? Like you said, the loan process can be scary, right? But here's Bobby at the forefront of this journey, and I can tell you right now, just watching this, I can see Bobby saying, "Okay, come with me. I know it looks scary back there, but I'm going to lead you through," right? Like I've got the torch and I've got the machete, and I'm here to guide you through that process and take you on that home buying journey so it doesn't have to be scary, right? So, Bobby, I would love to keep you here all day and continue this journey with you, but we know you've got people to help and home buyers to guide through their journeys, right? But is there anything we didn't talk about today that maybe we should have mentioned before we wrap up the show?
Not necessarily we didn't talk about it, but I definitely did want to spotlight one thing. I would say probably one of the most important lessons that I learned when I first got into the industry is when you get in and when you start interacting with people, to truly lead with your heart. A lot of people get into the industry, because there's money to be made, obviously. But with that, the money is there. It will always be there, and there will always be opportunity. But I would say the number one most important thing is truly being genuine, leading with your heart, and showing that empathy and caring for the people that you work with. When you do so, good things happen. I truly do believe, you put good, positive energy into the world, and positive things will come back to you.
Well, I love that you said that, right? There's something very selfless about that because you're right. Some people do concentrate on the money first, and it shows, and you feel that. And at the end of the day, those are typically the experiences we walk away from and say, that just didn't feel good, right? But
Mhm.
Bobby, I feel the passion when you speak, and I know that you mean that, right? And that you're here to lead with your heart. And you're correct. I've been doing this for 2 decades. If you lead with your heart and you help people for the right reasons, right? At the end of the day, you're always left feeling like you're making a difference in this world. You're making an impact. And that's more rewarding than any dollar figure that you can put on anything, right? We're excited to have you here in this space. And when the folks out there want to find you, what states do you service, Bobby? Is it just Maryland?
As of right now, it is Maryland, Virginia, and I am just a couple days away from being approved in Texas and Florida as well.
Let's go. Well, I'm down here in Texas, so we welcome you here. Uh,
Thank you,
and
thank you.
for all those other states up north, when you're looking for somebody who's going to put you, on the journey to home ownership with passion and care, and going to lead you through, so it doesn't have to be scary. Bobby Zapol, guys and gals with Premier Lending. Bobby, when the folks out there want to find you, how do they get in touch with you?
Of course. The best way to reach me, my direct number is 301 922 4970. I'm available all times. I'm not sure if we mentioned, but being available is probably going to be the number one most important thing in this industry. And obviously, I'm available via email, at B as in boy and Zapol, my last name, at premierlending.com.
There it is, guys. And if you're watching this, you just saw that run right across the bottom of your screen. But if you're listening in, go check out, the comments section, and you're going to find all of Bobby's information right there. Because when you want to work with a true professional and somebody who has, the desire to provide unreasonable hospitality, right? Hospitality on a level that when you walk away from that transaction, you worked with a true professional who cares, right? You want to reach out to Bobby Zapol, and he's going to take great care of you, guys. Well, Bobby, it's been great to have you here again. Thank you so much. Thank you for being a part of this industry and being part of the new wave, right, of this industry as a rising star, right? So, thank you guys for tuning in to the Loan Officer Success Partner. Remember, this is sponsored by Premier Lending, and Premier Lending's rising star Bobby Zapol again today. But hey, if you want to check us out, you can find us at Loan Officer Success Partner on Facebook. Again, that's Loan Officer Success Partner on Facebook. Or we do put everything over on the Dubuque team. That's my name. And you can find us on the DubuqueTeam.com. You can find us on the Dubuque team on YouTube. You can find us at the Dubuque team on all your different platforms, TikTok, and all of them, right? What else do we got out there? Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. I think that's it. I think I covered them all. But make sure that you comment. We definitely love to hear the feedback. If you'd love to be on the show, give us a call or put a comment out there. We'll reach out. We'd love to have you in. And then make sure to like, subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. So thanks for stopping in, guys. Thanks, Bobby.